there, this is Tiff and welcome to the Tiffany Micah podcast. What we do here is we solve your problems so that you're out there working on achieving your big dreams and big goals. So when you listen to these episodes, if you can do me a favour, take a screenshot of the episode that you're actually listening to, share it on social media and share it with your friends with hashtag #PotentialWithTiff so that I can give you a shout out and really thank you for listening because I'd really appreciate it. Hey there, this is Tiff from Tiffany Micah Podcast and welcome to this week's Lessons Learned. So last week I took a week off and I went skiing, and I thought it'd be really good to talk about in this episode of Lessons Learned was actually about skiing, because I'm very new to skiing. I had a go at skiing about 2 years ago and absolutely fell in love with it. So I want to get really, really good. But this week, just gone and spending the time on it, I thought, oh yeah, that'd be a really good episode to talk about, because, you know, when we see, especially really good athletes in a specific sport, you think they make it look so easy. And like skiing, you see the really good skiers and you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. That's so easy, because they make it look so easy, don't they? And I had this really great instructor called Pavo. He's 71, old school style teacher, very much on technique, which is great because that suits me, because I'm very much about technique and getting things right. And he was absolutely fantastic. And just to watch him ski, it was so amazing. It was magical. For me, it was magical to watch him just glide down the slopes with no problem. It was like he was dancing on the skis, with such ease. It was amazing. So that's what I wanted to talk to you today about and share with you about skiing. But we can look at anything that we take up that's something new that we're getting involved in, is that it's not as easy as it looks, is it? It's much tougher, and that's actually the first part of this lesson today, is it's not easy as it looks. And like I said, I was watching my instructor Paavo. He's from Finland, but he lives in Australia now. Magical, absolutely magical, watching him ski. And I love just standing down on the slopes there, down the bottom, and listening to the sounds of the skis, carving through the snow. I love that. I'm the same with a golf ball. When I hear a pure shot being struck by the golf club to the ball, I love the sound. I love the way the ball sounds on a tennis racket and the way the ball bounces on the court, the way the ball, cricket ball hits the cricket bat, the way the players, when they scrape their spikes on the pitch to set their line up for their bat. I love all that. So when something doesn't seem as easy as it looks, like when you're watching someone who's, like an instructor or a professional, and then you go and have a go yourself and you're less experienced, like beginner/intermediate or somewhere in there, what do you feel? You feel awkward. You feel uncomfortable. Nothing feels right. Everything that you naturally feel, you actually have to do the opposite. So like, how you've got to turn your shoulders down the slope of the snow, not turn your shoulders into the slope, right? Feels unnatural. You don't want to do that because you think you're going to fall over, but you actually don't. So it's the same with learning any new sport or any new skills. It requires the patience to actually learn them, doesn't it? You've got to be patient. But yeah, you're going to feel, excuse me. Yeah, you're going to feel awkward. Yeah, you're going to feel uncomfortable. Yeah, nothing feels right. Yeah. And everything that you naturally feel is going to not feel right. You want to do the opposite. Number 2, overcoming fear. So, when you're on the skis and you're going down the slope and you're supposed to lean forward, aren't you? Your shins are supposed to lean forward into your boots. And that means your upper body leans forward, but you feel like you're going to tumble over your head, like do a somersault or a flip over, don't you? And the natural tendency is to actually sit back on the heels. But what happens when we sit back on the heels? Whoa, lose control. Oh, we fall off the skis, don't we? Right? Natural tendency is sit back. Doesn't feel right, right? So when you don't have the control, this is what happens. You sit back, you lose control, you fall off the skis. But how do you overcome the fear? Because that's what we're really talking about, isn't it? Well, one, we've got to learn the technique. We've got to actually learn how to do it properly. Right? So constantly, Parvo is yelling out, Tiffany, stand up, Tiffany, lean forward, Tiffany, on your boots, on the balls of your feet. Tiffany, do it this way. Tiffany, not that way. Tiffany, oh, you've fallen over again. Right? I fell over a lot, right? Not afraid to fall over. Number 2, have lessons with a good instructor. I had a great instructor, very specific on what we needed to work on. Don't just have like a broad overview, right? If you really want to learn how to do something, get lessons with a good instructor. It's going to be a bit of trial and error as well, finding the right person. I went to a few different people, had group lessons last time I went down, started with group lessons again this time, but the coach, I was lucky, got a great coach, so I did some work with him one-on-one. Fantastic. Number 3, practice what you learn repeatedly. So whatever you learn in a specific session, go and practice it afterwards. That's what I did. Practice, 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 practice. How do you get better? Practice, 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 practice. Right? Practice what you learn. When I teach people golf, I teach them how to do things so that they will go and practice. Do they? Some do, some don't. The ones that do improve, the ones that don't. I had a lady ring me a couple of weeks ago and said, my putting's not improving. What you showed me is not working. And I said, well, are you practicing what I showed you? Oh, no, I don't have time. Okay. I said, well, then that's why it's not working, because you're not putting the time in. Everybody's got time if they want to improve. Number 4, keep trying even though you fall down plenty of times. Right? That was me. I fell down every day. I didn't fall down every time I went down the slope, but I did fall down every day. And I thought it was a feat if I didn't fall over. But if I fell over, I thought, oh, okay, I did this. I sat back on my heels again. I didn't stand tall enough. I didn't lean this way. I didn't lean that way. I didn't, go on the edges of my skis. All of this kind of thing, right? That's how you learn. But you keep trying, even though you're falling down. When on the last day, I had, like I said, I had group lessons all through the week as well, other than I had a private as well. But I had a different group of people on the last day than what the first 4 days, because they left and went home. So we had a new group of people. And the lady that was skiing with me went, gee whiz, you recover back on your skis really well after you fall over. I said, I've had plenty of practice. Right? But don't be afraid to fall down. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Number 5, do the miles. That's what they call it all the time. Do the miles. You have got to get on the skis and do it over and over again. Practice, practice, practice. Put the time in, put the effort in. It's everything. Because if you don't do these steps, you don't overcome the fear. And in number 6, it's trial and error. Right? I kept trying things. Oh, that didn't work because I fell over. Oh, that worked because I stayed up. I can start to feel myself losing it again. Oh, no, quick, up, stand taller. I'll tell you, my 3 biggest fears when I was skiing was not really me skiing. My biggest fears was staying on the J-bar, going up, which I conquered that one last time. So I was pretty good when I did it. When I came back, because I'd been thinking about it for the last 2 years, because I stumbled over that many times. Second fear I had was getting off the chairlift, because you've got to lean forward. So you go down because there's quite a big steep slope that you get off, and then you got to lean forward. The number of times that I tried the chairlift last time was I kept falling backwards. Why? Because I sat back on my heels. Trial and error, wasn't it? I just keep getting up there and doing it over and over again so I could get better at it. Third one was the T-bar, and actually getting on a T-bar with someone else, maintaining my balance so that they didn't fall off. That was scary. I found that scary. But how did I overcome the fear? I got out and did it. I went and worked on it. Those were the three biggest fears. The skiing side of things didn't scare me at all. I was prepared to fall over and make mistakes and not do it right, and because that's what I'm there for. I'm there to learn. But how did I overcome my fear of the other things, the J-bar, the chairlift, and the T-bar? Practiced it. Overcame the fear, got out there and did it, right? Trial and error. And number 3, enjoy the ride. Sure, it's going to be trial and error. And yep, you know what? It will be challenging. It will be awkward. It will be uncomfortable. And yep, you're going to have to learn the skills. And yep, you're going to have to do the work. Right? Simple as that. You're going to have to do all of that. But understand this, it's all a process that you must go through. If you don't go through these processes, you don't get better. If you don't fall over all the time, or if you're frightened of falling over so you don't put yourself out there, what are you going to learn? You're not going to learn anything. It's like people when they learn golf with me, they're too frightened to go and try something. They're too frightened to practice in case they do it wrong. That's how you learn. You've got to enjoy the process, because the better you become, the more enjoyable it will be. And that's like last week when we were skiing. On the first afternoon I went skiing, it was quite blowy in the sense of very windy. There's a lot of whiteout happening and there's a lot of snow and so on. I just go out there no matter what, right? I don't worry about it. I just go out there. But when I started, because I hadn't been skiing for 2 years, what did I do? Tumble down the slopes. Got up the J-bar, not a problem. Tumbled down the slopes. Oh my God, here I go. I'm going towards a tree. Quick, snowplow. Right? Out of control a lot, thinking that I could just get on the skis and do it. I've only done it, 4 days in a row 2 years ago. I was pretty happy and excited with how I started, though. I started a lot better than I thought I would. But by the end of the week, wow, so much more enjoyable. We went up to other ski areas that we hadn't been before. Our instructor took us to all these places. I was like, oh yeah, I can handle all of this other areas. Whereas I was just staying in the one location where we were because I was, oh no, I'm not ready yet. And he was like, yeah, you're ready, let's go. Let's do it. So the exciting thing for me was that I was able to enjoy going off and going to other, parts of the mountain to ski, because I'd done the work. I'd fallen over. I'd practiced. I'd worked on the technique. So how I was at the beginning of the week versus the end of the week, wow, amazing difference. I was enjoying the ride. I didn't care if I fell over. I was like, oh, well, let's just get up and go again. I've got this with a lady that I've been teaching for quite some time now. She has came to me for lessons because she was really struggling playing. Really struggling. And what I actually had to do, I said to her, look, you know what, we're going to have to strip the swing back and start again, because I said there's so much that we need to put back in place so that we can rebuild your swing so it's a much more competent swing. She said, okay, let's do it. Right? Most people don't do that, but she wants to be good. She wants to improve. She wants to enjoy playing golf, and she knew and she understands that she has to put the work in. And that's what we've been doing. We've been putting the work in. Right? Where is she now? She's hitting the ball so much better. And when she relaxes, she can hit it so well. Big difference from when she first started with me. She very much struggled. Would hit a lot of shots out to the right. Now she hits beautiful straight shots with power and control. And now she's enjoying playing a lot more, but she's put the work in. Yep, she was awkward. Yep, she was uncomfortable. Yep, it was challenging. Yep, she had to learn the skills. Yep, she had to do the work. And she understood that it's a process. Very intelligent woman too. But she understood that it was a process that she had to work through. And it's the same in skiing. It's the same in anything we do. We got to do the work. Because the better that you become, guess what? the more enjoyable it will become, because you'll feel like you can actually do something. We've got to put the time in. It's going to be trial and error. It's going to be effort. But let's enjoy it, hey? Absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed today's lessons learned. By the way, I'm coming over to Canada on the 13th of August for 2 weeks. I'll be in Vancouver, Whistler, and Kelowna for that period of time. I've just been asked to take a golf tour over there. There was the last minute thing. Looking forward to it. So if you are living in Canada and you want to pop over and say hello, would love to see you. Just send me an email and we'll see if we can hook up and have a coffee together or something. But what I want you to do is right now is share with your friends these episodes if you feel that you got value out of them. Also leave a comment and share with me what you like best about what you heard. And if you've got 30 seconds to spare, I'd really appreciate a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. And just dream big, believe in you, and go after your dreams. Have an awesome day. Take care. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions about the frustrations that you're actually going through right now, come over and visit my site, tiffany-mika.com, and you will see on the homepage I've set up Ask Tiff. Now what Ask Tiff is this is where you can ask me a question and I will record an episode for you on how to solve that frustration or those frustrations you're actually going through, so that we can get the problem solved for you so that you're actually out there achieving your big dreams and goals. So if you want me to mention your name in the episode, happy to do so. If you don't, I can keep it anonymous. It's fine by me. But make sure you go over and go to the Ask Tiff on the homepage of my website. If you've just got 30 seconds to spare, I'd also appreciate if you could leave a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. And remember, take a screenshot, add the hashtag potentialwithtiff so that I can give you a shout out for sharing these episodes on social media. I'd really appreciate it. And remember this, always, always, always dream big, believe in you, and go after your dreams.